Hey, what's up, y'all? What's happening? Can I be frank? I just want to be frank for a quick second. I ain't gonna be on here too long. Just something I was thinking about. I'm doing what was free. Just thinking about some things on things we need to think about. Oh yeah, and this for the parents. I was sitting here thinking about operating and cooperating. We don't tend to think about those things, but it's definitely a thing that we need to start thinking about as we parent our kids. As well as ourselves. Some things we missed out on, that our parents missed out on. But we talking about now. We ain't talking about back then. We can get into that a little bit later. But I want you to think about operating and cooperating. All right? Like it's a huge thing. I don't think we really realize that, but I want you to check this out and see, can you be on the same page as me when it comes to that thought process of your kids operating right now. Just look at the kids right now, how they operate, how they carry themselves. You know what I mean? So us as parents, we got to teach our kids how to operate a little bit better, because if we don't teach our kids how to operate, they'll just be operating. You understand what I'm saying? If we don't teach our kids how to operate, they'll just be operating. And then they won't know how to cooperate. I'll tell you what I'm talking about. Let me break down a little bit. Think about it in this way. When you tell your kid to go clean their room, they doing it by themselves and they just operate. But if you don't show them how to clean their room, they won't operate efficiently. All right? So you can tell them clean their room, but if you don't show them how to clean their room, they won't clean it efficiently. You can tell them to clean the house, but if you don't show them how to clean the house, they won't clean the house efficiently. So how they operate, if you see kids operating, they doing whatever the hell they want to. That's no rules, no guidelines, no structure, no discipline. They just doing whatever. We see it all day. You see it on social media. You see it on YouTube, IG, Instagram. We can see it everywhere. But we see the worst parts of it. And that's just kids just operating. Oh, kids gonna be kids. No, kids are not just gonna be kids. We are letting kids just be kids. But they need to be kids with structure, discipline, guidance, love, confidence. Like, we can just keep going on, but it starts with us as parents. I didn't know these things when I was in school, because I was just only operating. But this is where parents, we mess up in this area right here when it comes to operating. We just tell our kids to do shit. There you go. That's it. We just tell our kids to do shit. And we want them to operate with what we're seeing, but we still failing to teach them how to operate as they self. That's where the problem is. There's a problem off up in that area right there, because if we don't teach them how to operate, they won't learn how to cooperate. So there's no structure. There's nobody checking on them. There's nobody checking for them. There's nobody giving them certain type of directions to which way they should go. So they grow up learning stuff on their own, making them self-sufficient. Now, us as parents, we already know that all kids are automatically going to be self-efficient. I don't know about that, but they're going to be self. And they get to show the rest of the world that who the hell they going to be. So you got 16-year-olds right now saying, I'm a grown-ass man. You got 16-year-old little girls, I'm a grown-ass woman. And they just operate. And then we had a nerve to talk bad about them. That little girl, that little boy don't know what the fuck going on there. But we ain't teaching them how the world works. So check this out. If we don't teach our kids how to operate, they're only going to operate as they self. Us as parents, we have to teach them how to operate in a structured environment. But we also have to teach them how to cooperate. That means you need to learn how to cooperate too, as a group. So when we talk about cooperation, there's rules. If there's no rules in the house, How they gonna survive out here in the world? If you don't believe me, look at school. How many times you got online or got on YouTube and you seen kids cussing their teacher out, fighting their kids, fighting other students, fighting the principal, because the only thing they doing is operating based off of what they know. But it wasn't taught. So you ain't got to teach a baby to be a baby. But as that baby get older, they going to get curious. When they start getting curious, they just going to operate. If you don't give them any type of guidance, any type of structure, any type of love, you know, you have to be there to know them as their person, but they still need to know how the world works. We as adults, we learning how the world works. So we don't want our kids to pay for what we didn't know. So it's our job for us to go find out what we don't know. Because right now, all of us is doing it on trial and error. That's what we're doing. It's trial and error with us as parents right now, because most parents are being raised in a single-headed household, headed by a woman. And that ain't no shots. That's just the way it is. But it starts with us to change it. We have to change that. And two of the things we can do is teach our kids how to operate and cooperate. Now, when you don't teach them those things, guess what they learn? They learn how to operate based off of patterns. Who they got as a pattern? Mama. So they watch mama go around, they watch mama argue, they watch mama problem solve, they watch mama cook, they watch mama hit the buttons on the microwave. Like, we got more kids don't know how to cook. We got more kids don't know how to fix cars. We got more kids don't know how to change a tire. We got more kids don't know how to stand up for themselves. They got more kids that's going to school and don't know how to read. They got more kids. Why are you a 7th grader and don't know how to multiply? Like, it's these different things. And I'm not saying that that's a strike, but look at us as parents. Look at us as all parents and letting out in the world. We just letting our kids out in the world and they not knowing nothing. And they're going out there operating off their own knowledge that they taught themselves. So what if your kid, let's just say, what if your 5-year-old taught his or herself all the way up to 18 by theirself? I want you to think about it just like that. What if they taught themselves by themselves from 4 to 5 years old all the way to like 16 and 17? You can't tell them shit, because they've been what? Doing it on their own. So it's some people out there that been out, they got out the house at 11 years old, they've been doing it on their own. Guess what? You can't tell them shit. So you're going to go through more bad times and more bad times and more bad times, so you're forced to change, and then you have to go back and say, damn, I'm operating wrong. So now you got to go seek different knowledge. You got to seek other means to better all the mistakes that you made. So we setting our kids up for trial and error. That's what we did. We learned off of trial and error, because our parents was working all the time, or mama didn't feel like it, or mama head was gone, or mama was dealing with boyfriend. Whatever your story is, you're not saying it's a lie. You're not saying it's a lie at all. I'm saying, though, to get better with all parenting, we have to teach our kids how to operate in this world, but operate as their self. So they need to understand themselves. They also need to learn how to cooperate. Cooperate at home. Cooperate with each other. Cooperate with mama and daddy. Cooperate with teachers at school. Cooperate with the laws outside. Don't you know the rules in homes extend to the school? And the school got the rules, and it should be similar to the ones at home. So they learn how to operate and cooperate with rules. Guess what? Those rules at school is on the outside. They call them laws. So if they can't function and operate and cooperate at home, breaking rules. They can't function and operate and cooperate at school, breaking rules. You see where I'm going with this? When they get out of school, that's if they finish school, or when they finish school, they get out in the world. It's full of laws, and they can't function with the laws. They can't cooperate with the laws. Where are they going? Where are they going to end up? Do I have to keep going? I'm pretty sure I have to keep going. So I'm just, don't really mind me. I'm just being frank right now. I ain't trying to hurt no feelings or anything like that. It's just bringing awareness. We got to do better as parents. We have to teach our kids how to operate and how to cooperate with self, teamwork, team building, leadership, just in this world. And if you don't know how the world works, start reading. Start getting some mentors. Start going to therapy. Like, these are the tools for to help us. We didn't grow up in that. It was there, but we didn't believe in it. So don't start focusing on all the bad you have done, all the mistakes. Focus on the healing and focus on the bigger things that's out there that you don't know, can possibly know, can possibly build, can possibly grow. Like, all these are possibilities, but it starts with us as parents. Don't leave it for all kids to grow up, make mistakes, because they just operate. They just operate. I'll give you one more before I get off here. If you don't believe me, watch these little kids, these 14-year-olds, these 15-year-olds, all the way up to like 16. Watch them go to court. And what they walk in the court with? They walk in the court with smile. Because they don't understand, because they just operating. They just operate. Ain't nobody teach them how to operate and how to cooperate with themselves in a structured environment, in the world, on how the world works, on how they need to be so they can stay free and become something or make something for themselves. It starts with us as parents. We're going to get there. We're going to get there. Everything is a challenge. Everything. Even now, I'm still learning how to operate, but I'm teaching my son how to operate too, and cooperate. Lead by example. You can't tell your sons or your daughters that they are leaders and you not showing them that you have leadership skills. You can't do it. You can, but what is that? It's a lie. It's a lie. It's a lot of stuff that our kids are missing out on. Let's start stepping up for our kids. Let's start showing up for our kids. Let's teach our kids how to operate and cooperate in this world so they can build themselves a better world. That's just me being frank. I'll let y'all.